Well, this is something that I have to respond to this Tariq Nasheed. You know, let's get a few things straight. I'm not gonna be all day with this. This is gonna be real quick. But he claiming every time you hear him talking, he'll say his video something like about an FBA. As I stated before, FBA is not a real people. There's no such thing as foundational Black American. When you look it up, that's something that he had added to the internet. You know what I mean? And he put whatever narrative he wanted inside that narrative. But first and foremost, there's not a such thing as an FBA. You can't find the FBA in the Bible. You can't find it anywhere. That's something that he recently made up. Which I'm not knocking him for making it up, but he's trying to push that on people, on the Black community, just like they trying to push the gays, in society. There's no such thing as an FBA people. There's not a such thing as an African American people. There's not a such thing as a Negro people. Now, we called Niger back in the day. You can find that in the Bible. But, colored people, Caucasian, all these are made up names. You know what I mean? These are made up names. Puerto Rican, Mexican, no. I explain that in one of my other videos. I can break down the people. If you want to learn more about that, just subscribe to the channel. And you'll find it in my video content. But yeah, and so what he do when he get on social media or Twitter space, he keeps saying, I'm no leader. He want to say that because if something ever go down, he'll have that to fall back on. Be like, well, I kept saying over and over again that I'm not a leader, but you're not a leader, but you acting as a leader. You're speaking like for the people. So if you're going to act in that leader role, people going to look at you as a leader. And when the heat goes down, like the Young Thug case, they are going to aim for the leader. Not saying if anything will go down. I do respect that he's trying to get the reparation. It's like he got something solid going. We'll see how it go. If he can pull that off, hats off to him. But, again, he raised $1 million. He said he got the museum in play. That's cool. But when you go and, the museum been exposed, that property might be somewhere around maybe like $400,000 or $500,000. That's a $500,000 clearance. And we know he got a daily that he didn't have that he opened up. We know he got a streaming site, that he opened up. And he got a lot of things that he bought with the money that should have went to the museum, which is more like a Ponzi scheme. But we understand that and let's be clear. I like Tariq. I listen to Tariq. I'm going to continue to listen to Tariq because he got good content. He's an entertainment guy. But I think, as a leader, you got to cut some of the pettiness out. Everybody's a tether, which I don't really care about all that. But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to, how many people would Martin Luther King have follow him or Malcolm X if he was talking like that? When, you a public figure and you trying to lead the people, which you say you're not, but you trying to start a movement. And if this movement start, you're going to be like, well, I started that. That's behind me. You trying to see, he trying to write history with his name on it. Now you saying like, these FBAs and, certain people that, that's not really, I want to say Judah, Israelite. That's really what FBA is. It's really called Judah. But what goes on is he don't even have a Black wife. So how can you act like you so much for the Black people, when number one, you don't even have a Black wife. So what would that be? Your wife is pretty much a tether. She's not, I don't know if her daddy Black. If her daddy Black, according to bloodline, that make her Black, but let's be for real. Like, you didn't think that a sister was good enough for you. You didn't go get you a sister. You got you a half-breed is what we want to call it. You seen the pictures of the museum, the video. It looked like a storefront. And, I'm not sure what the price tag is. Some things been exposed saying that When you said you purchased a museum, you didn't have it, that other people was renting it and they wasn't going to move out to next year. Some things happened that caused them to move out early. But and you should charge people to get in, you know what I mean? But what happened to the people that put all that money up? People giving you $500,000, up to $500, $1,000, $200-$300, like people was faithfully contributing to that museum. And so you saying you're going to throw a party for them, which I'm sure you still going to charge them to get in. I mean, like all around the board, it's a good thing that you did, invest, in something, but a lot of the history is off. A lot of things don't know. You talking about, Wilson and Nat King Turner and Harriet Tubman, but it's other people out there saying that them not even real people, that you can't find them back in history. And, it's like if I give you something to run with, a narrative, and you run with it for 30, 40, 50 years, the people new is not, they're going to believe that that it's really, a person. Now, I don't know about Harriet Tubman and Nat King Turner, but if you look up, what's that, Cowboy, he'll tell you, that, when in his intro, that them not even real people. So, that's a whole nother story there, So if you want to find out more about that, go to, what's his name? Give me 1 second. His name is Dane Calloway, DaneCalloway. Him and Tariq, they beef before also. But, like I say, make a long story short, FBA is not a real people. The museum is not $1 million museum. Like I said, it's more than like 3-4 at the high end, 500,000. It's a storefront, and I don't want people to, because his audience is real of low intelligence. They young people who listen to it. And like I said, I used to, I still tune in and listen to them, but a lot of that stuff you have to do your own research. You can't just let nobody tell you that you're FBA. Like there's not a such thing as an FBA. And you have a lot of people out there that challenge this, and every time you hear him talk, and he say us as Foundation of Black Americans, like you trying to speak for the people. If you want to call yourself an FBA, so be it. But you can't call everybody FBA, and then if you, if you don't agree to that, now all of a sudden you from a different country. You a tether, and it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go get too far in this, but again, there's no such thing as an FBA. Don't listen to that. There's no FBA. You're an Israelite. Wherever you are, you're an Israelite. And if you're a white boy or a Gentile, you from the tribe of Esau or whatever. But nah. I mean, I will continue to watch this content. I'm gonna kind of pretty much land there. But he taking the Bucci Bell dude to court to sue him. For what the sources that I heard is that Tariq lost some money dealing with dude, and now it done got serious now. Like, okay, you messing with my money, so now I'm going to take you to court and sue you for so much money or whatever under the Tasha K Act, right? And I mean, you're supposed to be a street dude. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. To sum it all up, if you're going to lead the people, then you have to lead it with maturity. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing about, like, if a lot of people don't know Tariq, you gotta understand, he associated with Umar Johnson. You know what I mean? Like, they had their beef. I agree with Tariq that reparations should only be for, the slave descendant, and not Umar saying that everybody should get it. Umar, he's like a con artist also. He talk good, he a good talker. And if you listen to it, he talk with authority and confidence. And, his self-esteem is up there. So the way he talk, you'll be like, what, this guy got to know what he's talking about. He's sure. But, like a lot of the stuff he say, even Charlemagne had to correct him on some things. Like, he was just speaking out of content, and then he'll try to back it up. And, he another scammer, saying that this school should have been built about. He done raised so much money, and these both are scammers, man. But Umar is more. I would lean more towards Umar as far as if a leader role, because I do hear what he's saying. Now he is saying like that we're from Africa, and that's not true either. That's not true either. I'll do a sermon on that later. But yeah, man, stop listening to these bloggers, man, and do your own research. Do your own research, man, and you get the truth, and then you can get out here and you can speak the truth. But nah, listen to them, as far as for content, as far as entertainment. Now, some of the things they do say be helpful, they be true, and they'll let you know a lot of things that you probably wouldn't know if you wouldn't listen to them. Because I'm not a TV guy. I don't listen to a lot of TV. You know what I'm saying? Radios and stuff like that, But I do tune in. I'm in the house late and I listen to them. And, reparations should be only for those who's promised 40 acres in the mirror. The descendants of the black slaves. It's not for everybody, like somebody else said in the video. Also, when I mentioned, like, he has a website, the FBA website, and he tried to come up with a new holiday also. Atusi, this guy here. Then he has his own flag, the FBA. That's the maroon flag, and the FBA flags. You got the FBA bandana, and the FBA Lodge flag. Another thing, what I wanted to say, remember how he claimed that he claimed how them DVDs, like the butt breaking CDs, he was like they selling. They sold out. Amazon, they number one. They was selling out, in the beginning, but it didn't sell the way you wanted to sell because you still got them, and that's why you trying to give them away. Like when he was just doing the he said he got some type of package or whatever, like I believe for the either the Dallas or the museum opening, but it's like for $40 or something. He'll give you a butt-breaking CD or a DVD. You get a flag, you get an eraser, a lot of quackery stuff. An eraser, an autographed book, like, this guy's a character. But you've been giving them DVDs away. Just go through a lot of his videos. Whenever he do a sale, whenever he was doing a sale, he always say, I'll give you the butt-breaking CD. Bro, them CDs ain't. I mean, I'm sorry, don't keep saying CD, but them DVDs wasn't selling like you said they was selling. Because, you were like, well, we're almost gone. I didn't know that, we'll sell out like this. That's a talking point for a salesman. Almost gone. If I got a whole box full of something, they give me 500 pieces. And I'll be like, man, man, I only got like 15 left, man. I started with 500. I got like 15 left. With these helmets, I'm just going to dump these, because I done made my quota. I did what I need to do. Well, what do you want for them? Well, we selling for 40. It's 15 left, bro. You give me $20, $25. Well, I don't even care. So it look like they figure like they getting the deal. Everybody else paid 40. You get it for 25. But really, the price 25 anyway. And you still got the whole box in there. A whole another 450 pieces. You ain't sold anything. You know what I mean? But if you're making it like it's going like hotcakes, people hate to try to miss out. That's a salesman pitch. You talking to one of the top salesmen here. You can check my background. I'm the top salesman. That's a salesman pitch. Try to make it look like it's almost gone and everybody in on it. And once everybody get in on it, then it's like, okay, it'll sell. You just keep using that, for the next customer. The last guy, he wanted to buy them all. But we can only limit it 2 per customer. So would you want to take 1 or 2? Come on, man, it's all sales pitch, man. A lot of y'all people who haven't been in the field might not understand that, but that's all that was. It's a salesman pitch, man. But again, like I said, I'm gonna continue to watch him. I really don't watch Umar like that. I'm more of a Tariq. His content, he's funny. He do a lot of things that that's entertaining. But once again, I'm gonna say, like, if you in the spotlight, you can't be immature. You know, we had a dude named Jamal running for mayor in Chicago, and you know, before his campaign, you know, he'll go to the Chase Bank and he'll have like 100 people behind him, and they'll go inside the bank and they stand up like soldiers. He walking in like he Malcolm X or whatever, and you know what I mean. You know, he trying to talk to the manager like we gonna have all the people pour their money out because y'all not giving black people loans for houses, but you know we funding this bank. You know, so you know he did his thing, but he was unprofessional. You know, he was cussing like, yeah, well, we don't give a fuck. You know, we'll tear this bitch down. Like, so you got people, elderly, a lot of people that's gonna be behind you. You have to be when you doing that type of that work or field. You know, you have to be intelligent with it. You got to be like King was. You got to be like, Malcolm was. Farrakhan. When you see them people, it ain't no because that's all it takes to deter someone's faith. They be like, oh, be like dude's a thug or, he's not educated enough to lead the people. So, when Tariq do that, you know what I mean, and it's good to have fun every now and then, but it's like, come on, bro. I'm not gonna follow nobody like that. I'm sorry. You can do what you want, but that's just my thought. And continue watching them, continue to support them, but just do it for content. Don't do it and thinking that this guy has all the answers. There's people right now that's exposing his work, saying that like the slave people when they landed, they wasn't the first black people here, and he talking about the Moors and this and that. Like you dealing with everybody but who we really should be talking about. And we all know who that is. You're not worried about the Moors, Africans, FBAs. It's